Drinks on deck, beer on ice. Laced up clean, yeah, the vibe feels nice. Fuck you, Tony, said we wouldn't fly. Now we running this mile high.
Yo, 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 happy fucking Tuesday. Welcome back, Shoes N Brews, the podcast, episode 5. As always, joining me is Ash. How you going, buddy?
Good, Scotty, mate. Oh, when you said Tuesday, it feels like Thursday, or it should be Thursday or Friday. This week is going forever, but yeah, we're here. So Tuesday, ready to get into it, have a couple of beers and talk about this fun. But how are you traveling?
Nice. Good. And look, more importantly, we have a special guest, Leo Peterson, ultra trail runner. We've got a few other stories to talk about as well. How you going?
Yeah, good. Monday to Friday, normal average Joe.
Yep. Until we start talking about some of your running, but look, it is Shoes N Brews. Leo's got to head off to a training session after this, so he's probably on the straight and narrow, which Ash has been all year. This is your first official. Oh no, we did one last week. Anyway, yeah. I'm on the Ben Spoke Hazy. Oh, stop it!
Jeez, that's getting cute.
That was not.
That was not planned at all.
That was unplanned. Wow.
It wasn't planned. But look, boys, it's been a month since our last potty. What sport has interested you or over the last month? Leo, you can kick us off.
Get into it, Leo.
A sport that's interested me the last month. I mean, yeah, I don't really know. I don't really have any other interests other than running. You see, it's quite an issue we've got here.
We'll get into how many Ks you've been doing, but I guess there's not much time for other things when you're doing those silly Ks.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. It definitely takes up a lot of time. So yeah, it's it's your second job really, but yeah.
Did you catch any of the cricket over the last couple of days, Leo? See the amazing Ashes result.
Only when I was running on the treadmill. I think I did a session on Saturday on the treadmill, and there was some talk on the TVs in front that I read the subtitles for.
Yeah, well, perfect for a treadie because there was plenty of action. So if you're going to run on a treadmill, you may as well watch some sport, I reckon. So nice, man.
What about, mate? For me, look, the cricket was unreal, but we talked about Owen Green, the English guy last potty. So on Sunday morning, I said, mate, geez, I'm looking forward to getting out, do some gardening this morning, sit down, have a couple of beers and watch some cricket on Sunday arvo.
Yeah.
No, it was all done on Saturday, so it's just a bit of a dig. But probably for me, it's been the Formula One, I think. It's just seeing the fall of Oscar, which is a shame over the last sort of 3 months. That's probably been the biggest thing I've been sort of trying to keep an eye on. And of course, the mighty Gunners, 6 points clear, mate.
Well, other than the Ashes, which was incredible, like I had probably almost the opposite of you, Leo, where I had probably my first weekend of not being blocked out with training for the whole week, or the whole weekend for the whole year, and the house was empty, and I was like, oh, cool, I'm going to watch the cricket, and literally I sort of felt bad, like I should be doing jobs and other stuff around the house, but then I got to this point where very quickly I was like, no, this is where I'm meant to be, and I pretty much watched every ball of that day, and it was bloody awesome. So yeah, I got into that, but special shout out to any Scottish fans. I don't know if you guys caught the Scottish football result last week or week before. They've all blurred together a bit for me the last few weeks, but holy smokes, they qualified for the World Cup, which was like an unreal story. If you've got 5 minutes, just go to YouTube and punch in like Scottish qualifier and you'll get it. It was unreal. One of the best goals you'll do. So plenty going on.
Right. No, very, very good. So let's get into our chat with Leo. So I suppose who is Leo Peterson?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things, I guess. You're always just doing what you do, and that was working. And then, you pick up running like I did. You start with 50K a week, 60K, and 10 years later, you're running over 160K a week. And, just it's all consuming after hours. So that's how I ended up here, I guess. Fairly consistent, minimal injuries, a good bunch of people around me. Like, I've always had good interactions in the world of running, whether that be locally, going to Falls Creek, or even traveling overseas, like in the last sort of 5 years with the mountain running. Again, I think if anyone's getting into any sport, find the nichest thing you can. There's road running, track running, trail running, mountain running, 4-time Australian rep here. Who'd have thought? The most niche thing. Even like you say, there's cricket. There's got to be some niche areas of cricket there. You got indoor cricket, all that sort of stuff. Let's just go dive right in. I guess to the nicheties of some of these sports. I think that should be a topic for you there in the future pods. I think that's the way forward.
Yeah.
Now you've put it out there, mate. That other people are going to know. Other people are going to know now. So.
That's true. I think now they're not so niche. But look, that's me in a nutshell. I'm really enjoying my partnership with Brooks, and obviously Dick's nutrition products, and I've been sharing that with some of the local communities, like the local Ride Run Club recently, and like sharing this information is something that it's something that no one had. We didn't have run clubs, 10 years ago when I started running, that are so community based, and people like me rock up and tell you this is a gel, this is going to make you, run faster in the back half of that 10K or half marathon. Like, no one was telling me that. That's incredible. So yeah, just look really, really stoked to be able to do that and play that role in the communities at the moment. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, talking about the run clubs, I mean, we talked about it in an earlier episode, that the growth of run clubs is just incredible, and it's become the new place to hang out. Right? You get you don't even think you're going. Yes, you're going for a run, and you've got special sessions you need to hit and things like that. But it doesn't feel like a run sometimes. It's just more go and hang out with mates.
Oh, absolutely. And like when I took the big stuff there, I was, had packets of cups, and I was whipping up, stirring up electrolytes left, right, and center, and throwing the gels around. And, 20 minutes later, we're all still there. It was like, you guys, don't you have to go home? So, you're absolutely spot on there, Scotty. It's just it's a new world for, I think, everyone, and everyone seems to be really enjoying it.
Yeah, and that's why the growth of maybe not mountain running yet. That now after this potty, maybe. But trail running, like any of those big events, whether it's road or trail at the moment, they're just all selling out. Like, it's maybe not your level. You get a special pass, but you've got to put in a you're basically going to lottery for every race.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Even that event you said you did, Ash, like, I mean, I can imagine getting a ticket into that's even difficult,
Oh, my Ultraman, that was just me being an idiot by myself, mate. But yeah. We should. We might ticket it next year. You're more than welcome. Come on down, run 84 quick, let's get into it. But yeah, no, you're right. Like I know Melbourne Marathon ballot closed this week, and no doubt there'll be some crazy record number of people who's thrown their hat in the ring. But like, if anything else, like the combination or the spectrum between social run clubs and a massive event selling out, the middle point, I reckon, there has to be people getting around their more local events again, like events that you can rock up to and almost like pay your entry fee on the day, if there even is an entry fee. You might win a 6-pack at the end, or a little block of wood, or you know what I mean? Like there's plenty of those races and runs still out there. But everyone thinks they can go and do a marathon or an ultra something stupid, and just go and achieve that, which is cool. Like, that's such a cool place that we're in as a society, where everyone's like post-COVID, they think they can go and be part of this community, which we want, right? But yeah, then it also puts pressure on prices and events and getting in and all the other stuff that comes with it. So, yeah, that's just a good part of the running challenge that we're in at this point in our the journey, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So so you've just come back from Italy. That was the World Champs.
No, so that was the Golden Trail World Series final. Okay. So that was they had a Golden Trail National Series in Australia.
Yep.
So yeah, I did those races and won the ticket to go to the final. And I went the year before, and again, it's just a culture shock. You know, you're rocking up into an isolated village in Italy in this case, and everyone there is, you know, living at 2,000 to 3,000 meters of elevation. And, you know, I rock up and they're like, oh, where are you from? I'm like, oh, I'm from Australia and I work on boats at sea level. They just started laughing. They just couldn't believe that. They're like, what? You know, this guy lives at sea level. Come and check him out. He's going to race. He's going to do this race with us. But, you know, to have the Brooks hat on and see the Brooks people from overseas, they just, you know, welcomed me and took me into that fold. So, yeah, that was a great experience to be really part of a team over there. And again, I wish, you know, if I didn't have such, you know, responsibilities here in Sydney and you know, Australia, obviously, you would be over there living in the mountains with the likes of those teammates. But yeah, that was that. What an experience! But seems to have got picked up the European flu afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, oh dear, but yeah, look, finally getting on top of that, and yeah, so getting some sessions ticked off again, and yeah, focus on some goals later in the year and then early next year. So yeah.
Nice. And then only was it last weekend? The weekend before. It was Point to Pinnacle in Tassie.
Oh yeah. Again, so classic race.
I was following a couple of mates that went down there. I'm going, oh, yeah. Look, Leo.
There's Leo.
Yeah. So finished third.
Yeah.
It's a pretty crack-hot field, though.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I knew Cliffo was going and Hanson was going to be there. And yeah, Cliffo ran so well. Super stoked for him to get that record because obviously Benny did the record before and he was flying that day as well. So, yeah, just I was about 15 seconds off my time from the year before.
Yeah.
So yeah, happy with that. Yeah, coughing my lungs up at the end, which is okay. So, I can't complain. It's a very niche event too. 1,250 meters of climbing. 5,400 people or something raced.
It's a
Tasmanian
big
record.
Field. Big field for that.
Yeah, Tasmanian record. Biggest road race ever.
Yeah.
So
it'd be rude. Sorry, Leo. It'd be rude of me not to jump in and say that. So Point to Pinnacles, the world's hardest half marathon. That's the line that we know and that they publicise. So there's a crew that I'm sure you would have seen, maybe not at the front of the pack where you were just blitzing it, but like there's a crew called the Mobart Mobro. So Movember ambassador Tommy Windsor, he's an icon of the Mustache Factory. He puts a team. He's got a team together. They basically take over the start line. I'm sure you would have heard him in terms of like he was doing like the chants and the warm ups and all this sort of stuff. Again, you were hyper focused on like actually trying to win the thing versus.
Actually, I think he almost knocked me over with his inflatable moustache that was about 2 meters wide on his back. So
that's them. That's exactly them. So they've been doing it that was their 20th year doing Point to Pinnacle with the crew going up there, and I reckon. If you ever for anyone out there, no matter how elite or like average punter you are, if you want to look at like the finish line, let's just call it the last kilometer, that just looks like the best kilometer of running, I reckon, almost in Australia. I know that's a big call, but like up the top of the hill where you've just legged it up this hill, there's heaps of fog around, there's people on either side. It's like a ticker tape parade style. People got beers out and cheering you up the hill there. standing in the fog. It just looks iconic. So it's one of those races I reckon people need to get on their bucket list if they haven't, just for the experience, if nothing else, regardless of how fast you're going. So what do you reckon?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
100%. Can agree with that. And like I've done plenty of races up the dirt trails up there, and like that road finish is you've thrown everything out there to that point, and it's just a spectacular view. We had the fog slightly clear last year, but this year the fog was just super thick, and it was just these photos of us just coming out of this like eerie just craziness. So it was madness. It was madness. So yeah.
So how far down was the fog?
Oh, it kicked in probably 15k maybe 15k mark.
Yeah.
So we had a good 6k to go in the fog, and that definitely I know everyone's breathing would have been affected, but I noticed it straight away. The temperature dropped. The moisture content there.
Does that change your tactics? Like if you're like less visibility, does that change your tactics when you're like going for the win?
Yeah, I mean, it was disappointing, I guess, from the start. You're aware of within the first K of, your limitations, and getting through that first bit, first 10K, it's quite undulating and just kind of like a bit of a gradual incline. But then the second and final 10K to the finish is just super steep. So the fog kicked in right where it started to ramp up, 15+% incline. Tactics go into survival mode. I know, speaking to James Hansen at the end, and that's where he kind of lost touch with Cliffo there. And then obviously hung into the end, and I think he did the same to me the year before. So, it's definitely that pinch point towards the end, and that's where the fog was at, and it's a tough race. Tactics are definitely in play.
I'm just happy that my half marathon time beats your point to pinnacle time.
Well, that's a decent flex, That's a decent flex.
Mate, just
don't give him that.
1,200 meters. And you run it at, what is it, 80 or 85?
86. But I arranged because my.
That's just stupid.
Because my mum's been living in Tassie since she retired. So about 10 or 15 years now, and my sister lives there. So I have a house there that my sister lives in, and so I've arranged to meet him at Lena Valley Road, which is down the bottom, right? At a certain time, I'm like, look, if I'm not there, then there's something wrong. Okay, so sure enough, I'm waiting up the top. I've arranged for another mate to come with us. I'm waiting for him, and he wasn't showing up yet. So sure enough, I had to just leg it. I grabbed my space blanket and legged it back down the dirt trail down to the bottom of Lena Valley Road, which is about 7-odd K of descent after the race. So the next day my quads were a bit sore. It's obviously just from the downhill. So that's always half part of the experience. You got to get the most out of these events you travel to. So there you go.
One of my mates that went, he finished at the top, and then there was a bunch of local trail runners that were running back down. He goes, "Oh yeah, I'll do that." So mate, he thought one of the best parts was going back down the trail with some of these locals. He loved it.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's great. I'm so familiar with the trail part of it that thoroughly enjoyed that part of it too. It's a shame like the fog was there, because it's just spectacular views from, they call it is it Wedding Rocks, about 1 or 2K down from the top. It's just amazing look out over the city there and the river. So it is a highlight.
Right. So as far as you've done, what's the biggest race you've done overseas in that trail space?
Yeah, look, I've been into a few of the world champs, and a bit of controversy this year. I didn't get selected for the world champs that were in Canfranc in the Pyrenees. They're in Spain. But again, the Golden Trail World Series, that's where the money's at. So you've got people that are, there's the guys that win the world champs, but then you've got, the quality of the field, they replicate it and more at the Golden Trail World Series because they're out to, to make money. That's their jobs. They don't necessarily get as much money from the world champs. So yeah, that's the biggest race. I haven't done any global UTMB races or anything. But as I get older, I dare say I'll be angling more towards the 50K sort of distance.
Yeah. Because
but
how old are you now?
34. I'll be 35 in January. So another good 5 years in me, I think. And yeah, at the moment we're angling towards some road stuff. And whether that's, we do some road races here and qualify for some bigger ones over there. That'd be amazing, something that running under 30 minutes used to be a pipe dream, and now it's something that we kind of want to surpass. Yeah. But that's the thing, 10 years ago is 10 years ago, who knows what in 10 years, we achieve. So, yeah, look, I think, I really took Kipchoge's advice there to heart, didn't I? No human is limited, but you just got to give it a go, right?
I've got to ask them while we're on it. Is there one race that's like real bucket list for you right now? If you said, any time in my life, that's the race I think about the most.
I'm not really sure. Maybe something in Japan. Maybe that half marathon that everyone goes to do that's super quick. Now that I have run a marathon, I did the Sydney Marathon. I've kind of got a bit of a soft spot for maybe a super cool one through maybe New York with the 5 boroughs. Being a Beastie Boys fan, I can't stop thinking about the song as a ticket. So something like that, a New York Marathon or one of those majors would be pretty cool. Again,
love it.
Some road stuff. Trail wise, I think something in in Chamonix, something out of Chamonix, maybe one of the majors, UTMB majors. It'd be pretty cool to just be a part of, The buzz in those little small towns, those country towns that, every day of the week there's 15 people walking around the streets, and then you have an event like this and it's just you can't move. It's such a vibe. So
I imagine that's like Tour de France as well. Like they just all of a sudden the village changes and there's just 100,000 people there.
1,000 people there.
Yeah,
absolutely. Hey, was there a bit of a crowd up the coast this weekend for the Central Coast fun run?
No, look, a little bit. There's not too much. The course is a funny one to. Yeah, you would have done that course before.
Yes, a bit twisty on the footpaths there, but
it's
still good fun.
And it's probably as far from. I reckon if you do 5 meters over. 5 meters gain in a set over 21K, I'd be surprised, mate. If you want a flat course, that's it. So but it was a bit rainy on in the morning as well, so probably hampered a few people from going out. So do you get into the beer mile?
The beer mile, me or Ash?
Yeah. No, you.
No, we were trying to do a milk mile at one stage.
Yuck.
Yeah.
I don't know what's worse.
So you probably don't know, but one of my secret weapons is the old Dare Ice coffee. I guarantee every long run I'll have like a 750 miller before any long run on a Sunday.
Before.
Yeah, bang on before. Like, coach thinks I'm mad, but I'll rock up before a session on Saturday and like I'll be on the treadmill like on the weekend, like just finishing off my 500 ml iced coffee, and like my guts are pretty strong in that regard. So I was trying to line up the boys to, challenge them to a chalky milk mile.
That'd be
thought that'd
awful.
Well, one of them did it. Yeah, one of them did it, and I was like, "Oh, you guys are going down. Like that's right up my alley." But yeah, it's in the pipes. We're trying to get it going.
How much milk are we talking between each lap?
I think it's just a cup, so maybe like 250 mils, 200 mils, if that, 200 mil.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, because the beer's 330.
Yeah. Give us. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Someone's still spewing.
So speaking of your coach thinks you're mad, and just rewinding to Sydney. So Sydney Marathon.
Yeah.
Look, you look at the time and you've got a lot more time in you, as far as getting a faster pace. But you ran Sydney Marathon. That was your first official marathon?
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Yep. In a suit.
Yeah. So I didn't have the undercoat.
I got so many questions here. But, yep.
So originally someone was talking to me about the record that this guy had, and it was like just under 2 hours 40 in his 3-piece suit, and I was like, oh yeah, that's kind of fun. And I didn't have an entry for Sydney at this stage, and it's funnily enough, come across an entry, and signed up thinking I'd just do it just to put some runs on the board, get some experience and be a part of the atmosphere there. And then I was getting some pressure to do it seriously, but I had to, keep in mind my next big race overseas, which is the World Series final. So I had to come up with some sort of an excuse to be able to take it easy. And that turned out to be wear a suit. So
wish I could run easy at 2:30.
I had some of the guys from they weren't too impressed when I was running past them towards the end. Let's just say that. And like at the end of the day, I was just having a good time. Like my arms were sore from giving everyone the G up as I ran through, everywhere from Centennial to Oxford Street,
They're just thinking you're running home from a night out. You just
pretty
stolen
much,
someone's kid.
Yeah, I had quite a cute little bow tie, so it was more of a tuxedo look than the suit. So I was quite happy I chose the bow tie instead of the tie. It really made for a great event for me. Like a lot of mates came out, did the 10K as well. Finished at a similar time, and they finished that, and they're like just looking at me so confused. Like I'm just standing there covered in like gel and sweat and spit and stuff, and they're like, "Where? You haven't been out, but did you run? What are you?" Yeah, that was just, it was a great, it was a great little day.
So you beat the previous record, but am I right that it's not ratified because of the time leading in? Is it?
Yeah, I needed to do a bit more prep with it. So yeah, you can expedite the process with Guinness World Records.
With money.
Small fee. Yeah, a bit of cost there. And but look, again, it doesn't really mean anything to me. It was just an off the cuff sort of thing, and if I had the opportunity to do it again and make it official, I probably wouldn't do it. It was never really about that. After I put it in writing to get to obviously the Guinness World Records, and then you think about your reasons behind doing these things, and it's like an angry email you want to send to a manager at work. You always got to draft that, come back to it the next day, and you're like, my motives aren't really there. So yeah, look, I think that's just who I am. So in terms of a record, I'd probably appreciate a bit more of an important record than the old suit and tie one. But yeah.
Well, I can empathise with those people that you flew past in the last little bit there, mate, because I also ran Sydney, and whilst I didn't see you in your cute little tuxedo, I did see Reedy the Bondi lifeguard run past in a wetsuit, thongs, and a surfboard under his arm. And he only took me with about 300 meters to go. So if that was seeing somebody in a suit would be the same, let alone an hour slower and somebody with a surfboard. So
too good. That was incredible, right? Like, and I think he wore Crocs, did he, or something wild, or some horrible kind of shoe?
It was like, thong was like between the toe pluggers, basically, like with a bit of a base on, but not much, and still beat me out. So good on you, Reedy. But also, that stuff, to your point, like I think it cost like 10 or 12 grand to get it ratified by Guinness World Records. But I love that wasn't ever about it for you. And even to do it again, you could probably go and do it today and do it right. But I love it, mate. So it was your first and only marathon so far?
Yeah, first and only one. Coach is he's got a bit of a history in completing the world majors, so he's onto me for it and spruiking the events. I'm being an older athlete now. It's something on the cards, I guess.
Nice.
Yeah, get into these marathons, but
what's the craziest outfit that you've seen?
Funnily enough, one of the girls I know who frequents the running shop, she wore a banana suit.
like a B1
suit. Up as a banana, and then one of the tribal run club guys dressed up as a pint of Guinness.
Oh, yes.
So he had like the halo, the shower screen, and he was a pint of Guinness. They're pretty wild. But we've got a mate in Queensland, Aidan Hobbs, who wears the Superman suit for City to Surf.
Full.
Yeah, he's been doing it for like 7 years. He's like, everyone's just like, "Where's Superman? Go Superman!" I'm like, I know that guy. He's a legend.
Probably one of the best ones I've ever seen was Iron Man. I'm going back late 90s, and Matty John's Red Dragon.
Oh yeah.
So
nice.
He's put a pillow up his shirt, running in.
Yeah.
Gets off the bike, and you've got a marathon. Puts his pluggers on. He's got an empty box of KB. Is it KB or KG?
KB.
KB, the beer, empty box of beer. But he gets halfway through the marathon, that box of beer is just soggy cardboard, like just carrot. Right, but he put it, had the wig, the moustache. Like that was probably the best one I've ever seen.
The best I reckon I've ever seen is actually no clothes and a guy that had a beard pinned to his skin and just in a pair of Budgie Smugglers and had the bib pinned on his guts at Canberra. And like the morning in Canberra was like still pretty fresh. It's like you're an absolute madman, So he looked fast enough, but also looked bloody painful. So anyway.
that is wild. Yeah, that's proper next level. I mean, I do a bit of dry needling myself, like to myself, but I don't know if I could do the old safety pin to me 6-pack,
Dry needle yourself. But
yeah, it's on the down low, but you a bit of treatment here and there.
It's not now.
Everyone always asks me where I get the needles from, and I swore to secrecy. That's all.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
Mate, let's move into the questions. Ash, we got 5 questions we want to ask every guest. So.
Yeah, these are our fast 5, mate. You can take us wherever you want here. We're happy to be led by you. We've covered a bit about like your running journey and that today. But like, who's the most influential person in your running career? And it doesn't have to be necessarily a runner or a coach, like it might be. But who sort of got you going and influenced where you're at in terms of running?
Oh, definitely, Coach. Yeah, Robin. Started off as a mate, and he'd be 17 years exactly older than me, and we always joked that he could be my dad. And he's just he's got the connections. He's got his mates that are 10 years older that are, influential as well. And it's that's just been we call it the summer winter approach. You go through the seasons, and 10 years later we're still going summer winter, And that motto and that's just sticks with me. You know, when I'm tired, summer, winter. You know, or when I don't want to do the session, summer, winter. So there you go.
So talk me through summer, winter. We're talking like 6 months of the year is hotter, 6 months is colder, or is it?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, typically you'd have your transition of summer training where you might do a lot of races and track work, and then winter cross country season. And yeah, I mean, to keep it simple, he's you know, he's just kind of come up with that sort of phrase to describe to try and, I guess, you know, get me on the hook. We started probably training together maybe 7-8 years ago.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, a bit skeptical. Like, do I quit running? Like, it's been a couple of years. Do I keep doing this? And yeah, he's got me with the little saying, and I'm a bit of a I'm a hard nut to crack, you know, so I don't give up easy. And once he's, you know, teased me with some, I might get through summer and then we'll get through winter and then I'm like, yeah, I can get through that, you know, let's go.
And here we are.
So yeah,
years later.
I'm pretty driven in that regard. So yeah, don't throw down a challenge and that's it. Off we go.
Yeah, I love it. And then on the other end of the spectrum, so I'm guessing over the, let's just say 10 years of running and going, you know, deep in running, everyone's got a few funny running stories. We've worked out on the podcast already that most people, not everyone, but most people have got some sort of poo related story. So feel free to give us a poo story, but also just a funny running story that you have that you love.
Yeah, look, it can be poo related, I guess. You know, when I was, you know, it must be 5 or maybe even 6 years ago. You know, I was starting to, you know, do some runs in the Blue Mountains, and my girlfriend at the time was trained with Run Crew with Benny St. Lawrence, and you know, another person that I've idolized all these years, who then, you know, start to talk to at these events, and you're like, oh, you know, yeah, I spoke to Benny. Yeah, it's incredible. Like, he's an Olympian. He's the, you know, super fanboy. And Benny, anyway, we end up on a run that just he happened to be doing at the same time. I got to run with him in this long run, and we were talking about how we're on the trail and how you know, every now and then I guess you just got to honk out a dirt snake. And I was like, that description has just really stuck with me for a long time. So sorry if Benny's if his story's exposed, but I every now and then I just guess I got to honk out a dirt snake. So, keep on running.
What I haven't heard before.
So, look, yes, that's what I mean. Just that absolutely stuck with me. If the urge comes along, no matter where you are, yeah, it just happens sometimes, you know.
Preferably not on a treadmill. Preferably not on a treadmill.
Not yet. Touch wood. Touch wood.
Oh, dear. There's got to be some pleasures to inside running, and that's not one of them, I reckon. So, no, I love it.
Don't challenge me. Don't threaten me with a good time. No.
Oh, dear. I'm just picturing Robert De Castella, you know.
Oh, yeah.
One wearing the sponge, just on a treadmill with a sponge.
People think I'm cooling my hamstrings down.
Yeah. No, the hamstrings is hot.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Cool them down. They're getting hot. Cool them down. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. We covered up the sport off the top, and so Shoes N Brews. We like to we obviously want to go deep in running and have a few beers and whatever, but we also cover a bit of sport. So, do you have any other footy teams or other sports that you follow, Barrick, or like maybe if the answer is no, like what else do you watch on the treadmill that keeps you going? Like, I've watched so many people that do on YouTube, so many people that do. I'm going to get his last name wrong. Jeff is his first name. He does like all these day packing things around, like him and his partner over in like the mountains and stuff over like UTMB way and stuff. He's done Cocodona and a few other things. So what do you keep yourself entertained on a treadmill if it's not sport?
Oh, look, it's a bit of a revealer. So they have all kinds of shows on these TVs. There's about 6 odd TVs in this massive cardio section. One of them's Antiques Roadshow.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
so
Okay.
I used to do this thing with my sister, and she built a massive Instagram following, and it was called Antiques Roadshow Lurkers. So I think it's hilarious I just scan across these screens and I just look for weirdos in the background of it's either Antiques Roadshow, like bargain hunts. It's like there's like a house find, pick me a house, and they're all like, between 4 and 5 o'clock in the afternoon shows, and I keep myself very well entertained, tracking down these weirdos and then trying to get my mate's attention to go and be like, look at that one. He just shakes his head, and I'm just like, weirdo, right? Yeah, see?
Real,
so that's
real trash or treasure vibes. Oh.
Yeah, that's a bit of a hobby. Like I used to do it, like with my sister back in the day, on her Instagram account. They got huge following, but yeah, that's a bit of a sport in itself there. So yeah.
Oh man, there's plenty of those shows on the second station of some of those channels, and yeah, plenty of repeat episodes to watch. Oh, for how many hours I reckon you do on a treadie? So,
and plenty of lurkers in the background.
Plenty of lurkers. Yeah.
To point out.
Meanwhile, everybody else in the gym or your mates are probably thinking, "What's this bloke watching?" But
yeah, they just think I'm whack. But no, it's
love it. Yeah, good on you, man. Who cares? And so then we get to the good bit about like we do all this running and eating and drinking. Like you've already spoken about Bix, and that's obviously a serious partnership, and Bix do some great nutrition work. But if it wasn't Bix, what's the food that you think about the most when you're running? Like, is there something you always go, or you're on a big run, or you're doing a big block for an event? Is there something you think, oh, I'd absolutely smash the life out of that when I finish?
Yeah, smash the life out of it. I love it. So there's a local ramen shop, and they do like a bao bun with the fried chicken and mayo and a bit of slaw in there, and like shout out to Ipudo. I think you're supposed to pronounce it Ipudo, but tough luck, it's Ipudo to me. And and they do acai on tap, like so.
Oh, get better.
Oh, mate, can't get any of it. Like that's it. And then your bowl of ramen, like you might get your bonito tonkatsu or whatever you want, a bit of pork in there or something, and like that's what I think about. Like those bao buns and the crispy chicken, just get through that. It gets you through, because that's the thing. Like, the weekend is so long, like you've got morning session, afternoon sessions, in that last half an hour on the bike, Saturday and Sunday arvos, you're just itching to, get the missus on the phone and be like, come round, we're going down to Ipudo. So that gets me through.
So I think you've just answered the next question, which is, what's your favorite drink and why is it beer? But maybe what is your favorite type of beer, or where do you like it? Where's your favorite place to have a beer?
Oh, place to have a beer. Oh, geez. That's tough. I work in the marine industry, so normally down by the water. Like I live near Lane Cove National Park, so
beautiful.
Yeah, there's a few little spots along the way there. But otherwise, nothing beats the old half pint of acai there. Even in Macquarie Shopping Centre, surrounded by 150 people, you can't beat it. Like it's just the best.
Yeah, it's culture. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. All the bowls on the wall and the little soup spoons. Like you do feel like you're in a special place there that suits the drink. So
I'm all about that. Well, thank you for indulging us, mate. It's always good at those stages because it's always somewhere a bit different, and I reckon that's definitely going to make the poo compilation at the end of the year. So, no, thank you, mate.
Compilation.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
It would be rude of me not to ask though. What's your favorite Bix product? Why we've got you, because I don't know we haven't had a Bix sponsored athlete or necessarily someone with a nutrition partner. But what's your sort of go-to with what they've got on offer at the
Yeah.
moment?
Well, what kind of Vlad and I have been mates for a while since we met at World Champs, because he's over in WA, and he came out with the 40-gram carb gels. And yeah, again, like, you're carrying this gel all this way for some of these races, and to have something with 40 grams of sugar in it and sodium, he sent some over, and I tried them, and getting into the trail running, it kind of coincided with me having to do these, just because it's 25K, going over mountains, it turns into a 2 hour plus run.
Yeah.
So the 40 gram of gels mixed with there's a carb electrolyte powder. Like, I've never cramped, like, having that stuff on my side. Like, cramping something. Like, we got to the top of UTA last year, and I'm all right. And then third place, my mate Nathan comes over the line, and he gets sniped in his calf. He's incredible cramp. Then here I am just throwing Bix at him, saying, here you go, mate. get this in here. So yeah, it's just been a game changer. And like you say, I think spreading the word is getting the product out there is half the the role that I guess you play in this in the running world these days. If it's a good thing, like, shout it out, don't hide it. But yeah, it's a niche thing, mountain running, but it's a good thing. Like, I'm not going to hide that it hasn't given me so much enjoyment, So
yeah. No,
but on that 40 gram carb in the gel, is it? I mean, my whole running background and tries was 25 grams, pretty much in every gel.
Yeah.
So, is it one of the only ones that does it?
It's not the only gel company that does a 40 gram. Because I get a lot of people saying, "Oh, I've heard of this company." I'm like, "Yeah, but this is an Australian-owned company that's fructose based and has sodium in it." Like, this is just an example of something that's, say you're a bigger guy, like my mate who's pushing 90 kilos, right? I mean, that's the thing, right? You're gonna need, you're taking 2 gels, you're not taking 3. Like, it's and trail running, you got to just keep the packets. Like, you can't. There's no bins. Like, you swap them from shoulder to shoulder with for the mild race pack I had. It was the good one, the full ones in this side, the empty ones in that side. And like I've crewed my mate for the UTA 100. My mate Matt Crean, and like he's emptying, like I unzip his back pocket and just like pour the gel packets out, and 25 grams, like for him it's a different reason, because he's doesn't react well. He likes these particular gels, obviously, but again, they're small, 25 grams, like you say, 30 grams total weight. There are he does 30 grams, which the consistency is a bit different. So for a 10K, for example, or even a half, it's something you can just get down really quick, and you don't need to carry, like, if you're not carrying water, for example, and you're stuck to just having a cup from the aid station, 5K in or 10K in a half, a more liquidy gel like the 30. That's why I brought the 30s out. And they're a bit better flavored, He's got 2 flavors there, berry and strawberry, salt, strawberry, which, again, like, you need, like, again, it's made by runners, for us runners. It's not, he's not out to, become a millionaire. He's not out to, take over the market. But he's out to, help people like me and you guys, and get us to perform the best we can, like with that purpose built gel, that 30 grammer, and then obviously the 40. So he's got effervescent tablets, and
we'll give him a shout out. And is that Vlad that was it? He was in the Blue Mountains, wasn't he?
No, this is Vlad Ixel. So his Instagram, he's got over like 100,000 followers. He's an ultra marathoner by trade, really, and yeah, fantastic lot of YouTube videos too. He's definitely worth a follow and a shout out. Vlad, he's yeah, done some great stuff for the community, just even in his YouTube videos. Do strength work and stretching. Like it's yeah, he's definitely captured my my interest there with all that, and yeah, my support.
Yeah, unreal.
Now we're going to talk shoes, Scotty.
We are going to talk shoe. Now, I'll just put the old slide up here. I really never glasses to see that, but look, this month it is Adrenaline 25, and the reason Leo could join us, when I approached Brooks about doing the Adrenaline, he goes, "Mate, I've got the perfect person for you." So that's where Leo came up, and rest is history. But look, Adrenaline 25 just launched in the last 2 to 3 weeks. So in Australia, it is definitely one of their biggest selling shoes on the market. So what it's a biggest difference they've done, like, so you can see on there, the midsole DNA Loft version 3, exactly the same as what it was in the 2. But what they've done is they used to be quite a steep 12 mil heel to toe. Now they've lifted the forefoot and raised the heel of 1 mil, I think it was. So it's now 10 mil, but they've put a lot more cushioning under the forefoot. And certainly wearing the 24s, 23s in the past, I just felt it was not enough cushioning in the forefoot and a little bit dead. But now it's quite noticeable, that difference. And Ash, you wouldn't have had the 24s, but it's quite noticeable, the difference between the 24, 25, especially through the forefoot. Heaps more cushioned. It is a stability shoe, so medial support, generally for someone that rolls in a bit more. So I don't usually find elite runners wearing it a lot, but Leo probably, I mean, you would have done a few Ks in pretty much every Brooks shoe because you can. And it is a shoe that's designed for that recovery run, can be a long run, everyday sort of shoe run, not your speed work or racing, but that everyday workhorse. So comes in heaps of different colors, different widths, things like that. But it is one of the top selling shoes in the country in the running space. So as last month, I've worn them. I haven't run in them. My knee's still not awesome, so we'll work on that over the next couple of months. But yeah, how did you guys go in this shoe? And I know Ash probably hasn't run a lot in it because of Ultraman and not wanting to strap a pair of shoes on so quick. But I'm sure Leo's probably worn a couple of pairs out in the 3 weeks already.
Lead us up, Leo. What do you think?
Yeah, look, I love it. It's definitely an all-rounder. So, like, if you're gonna buy one shoe to do it all, this is definitely it. I found I got great response out of it. So you can see, like, it's still fairly rigid. I got great response out of it just jogging around, and then I do a few run throughs and that sort of thing. I can see how it would then obviously be labeled as like a one shoe for everything. Sort of deal, and obviously the ergonomics again, like so easy to put on. The uppers are incredible. Like I can see why the extra cost now, like just in the upper itself. It's not a gusseted tongue, as you can see in there. So again, I like that old school approach. Super plush tongue. My foot's a bit wider than normal, and I've got a bunion there, so it's not it's by no means an easy fit. So obviously having that bit of stretch in the toe box there, a bit more of a squarer toe box, as you can see, has just helped immensely. Like I jog every morning, 30 minutes, and I honestly, when I first got it, first couple of runs, I was like, wow, like this is enjoyable. Like, you're getting out of bed and you're like, oh, I've got to go do this before work. And I'm like, I want to put those shoes on. Like, I don't know what it is in this heel cup here, but that and minimal wear, almost no wear at all. And you can see the sticker in there, like the sticker is almost brown. So I have been doing some Ks in them. And yeah, your classic wear pattern on the bottom there. There's just, I don't know what this rubber is, but whatever Brooks uses for these points here, yeah, solid as. I get 800 to 1,000 Ks out of shoes. So if you're buying one shoe to do everything, I'm a convert for this one. The adrenaline. Yeah, I've never worn adrenaline, not since I was recommended it back when I was maybe 16 to fit my orthotics in, because I think the adrenaline obviously had the wider toe section there and fit my orthotics well. So there you go.
So you haven't
15 years apart.
You haven't worn the 24s or 23s at all?
No. So like you say, if they've increased the thickness here, fantastic improvement.
Yeah. So look, that's the biggest difference. As I said, they've increased the forefoot 3 mil. So it feels so much much in the forefoot, where before I thought that bit thin. So. Did you go the standard or the wide fit?
I think I've got a wide. Yeah, let me just. Oh no, medium.
Medium.
So even that's an indication. Yeah, like, I do normally go the wide, but yeah, noticing it not in the in the medium is there. Yeah, have you done some running in it, Ash?
I have done a bit. So just for context, I got these the day after the Ultraman. So whilst I pulled up fine, no injuries, no busted toes or feet or anything, I waited. I think I was going to go on the second day after, but then I went the third day. So 84.5 K is the first on the end of the Ultraman, and 3 days later I was running in these, and the first thing I noticed was the toe box, because I was like, even though my toes felt fine, when I did the Ultraman, I wore the Injinji socks, like with the little toe cuddlers, like the toe socks. But I didn't for just a normal. I think I did a 5 or 6 K, and I was like, oh yeah, like there's heaps of room here, so my toes aren't just going to be squashed and get belted, which is the main thing I wanted. I do love a bit of an old school lace up / like heel box, because, and while this has got the sort of cuffed vibe on it, which I know Asics bought out a couple of years ago, normally I'm not like a huge fan of the whole like cuff, the like little sort of edging thing, but this has held up really well. This is actually, like, I've worn this probably every 2 or 3 days since, so I've probably got, I don't know, 10 runs in it, and I think it holds up really nicely. It's I've never worn a Brooks shoe before this, just for awareness, like of any variety. Not for any reason, I just never have. And this really stands up. Like, I've done treadmill work on it. I've been out and about. I've done even like just a few walks in it, because that's where I've been the last month, and I think it's definitely it's a good do everything shoe. Like, if you had X dollars to spend and you were going to buy one shoe from the range, this is definitely the one. On the cosmetics, like, I think the upper is nice. I like the colorway. Like, I know Scotty and I've got this one. You've got the darker one. I think it holds up nicely. It's got those cool little sort of swoosh designs through the back. I think it's ultimately like a good combo of like some of the new things we're seeing in shoes, but also not losing like the fact that you want to feel like you've laced your shoe up and like it's locked on your foot and you've got space to move and just get on with it. So yeah, I think it's a really nice shoe. And yeah, I'm going to do plenty more Ks in the next couple of weeks, that's for sure. So yeah, no, couldn't really fault it, really.
Yeah, and I think big shout out to Brooks, because what they have done over the last couple of years is, it's version 25, right? It's been around for a long time. It is one of their best selling. Well, it is in Australia. It is their best selling shoe, and what they have been very good at is not fucking around with it. They don't stuff around with something that works. They'll tinker, but they won't make major changes. And I think the consumer that's always had it, just they appreciate it and just go, I'll just want another pair. They know what they're going to get. Some of the other brands have completely redesigned the shoe so that while it might be better for some, the people that have always had it they don't want it. So Brooks have done that very, very well. And then with the new technology, like Leo, you talked about the Ghost Max that you've got, right? So what some other companies have done with the Ghost is like the neutral version of adrenaline. But instead of making that stacked really high, they just introduced the Ghost Max. So it's just a different sort of shoe, not alienating the customer that's always been there for them. So massive shout out to them for doing that.
Like any shoe that's getting to a version 25, you're doing something right? Whether that's like because people you're only doing version 25 because people are buying it, unless you're just banging your head against the wall and keep putting shoes out, which no one will be doing in the current market. But to your point, like to get to like a shoe in this day and age, and also keep up with just the speed of technology with where in the last 10 years with where shoes have gone, like it's a bloody fierce competitive market, right? So. I think they've done a really good job.
Yeah, absolutely. I found even like it's funny. I don't know what kind of lace ups you guys do. But if you can see that's your standard bow, and I slip these on and off, and I don't think I've ever undone this from the day I did it up. So whatever they're doing with their laces too, I like you say, if you try and
slip them on like a triathlon shoe.
Yeah, and like you're giving us this, like you say, that cuffed upper that leads into the gripper. Like, I'm gonna use it. You give me something there, I'm gonna use it. And these laces have aided in that. Obviously, the tongue being standalone means that it's gonna move and let you sit. I fit my foot in and then I center the tongue. I'm out for my morning run within 3 seconds. Like, talk about making
you're the customer that comes in and they haven't unlaced their laces. They jam the heel in and break the plastic.
I wish I could with these, but unfortunately, these seem pretty bulletproof. It sounds like a challenge. I'll keep you updated, but it's been a month. So going strong still.
Buddy. Well,
how's the beers?
The beers are unreal. So you can have one after training. Are you allowed to tonight?
Oh, look, we might let it slide. Yeah. We might have to go get something going. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's Ben spoke hazy.
Nice.
So look, I think we're probably coming towards the end there. So we've gone through your story. But look, last thing before we wrap it up, what's next for Leo?
Oh yeah, like I've been looking at trying to qualify for some races. So I need to get some IAAF certified races done that so I've got some decent times while I'm still young. So I'll try and do a 5K and a 10K and then a half, and on the track and then road, and I think make the most of my youth while I've got it, and that's next for me. I took a promotion at work as well, so always trying to learn something new. I've got a new mentor at work to do with that, so there's always something you can grow and develop in, whether that's running or not. And I'm looking forward to keeping working hard and getting some goals ticked off.
Unreal. No, that's unreal. Can't wait to see the rest of the story. But learning something new is I'm nearly 50, and when JB comes up and says, "Oh, have you thought of doing a podcast?" It's like, no, let's fucking do it. We're learning as we go too. So 100%. It's as if you keep your mind active and challenge yourself. That's half the battle.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, love it. Thanks, lads. Appreciate it,
mate. Thank you. So, look, as always, we'll be back next month. I'm just in the final process of lining up the shoe and a special. It'll be a Christmas edition where we'll wrap up the beer mile that's on Central Coast Beer Mile, Leo. It's next Saturday, the 6th.
Yeah.
If you're up here.
Oh yeah, I'll get out with the boys. Yeah.
I don't know if they'll accept milk, but look, we've got a few people on the coast that need to be put back in their place. So if we can have some fast runners here, it'll be fucking awesome. But yeah, look. Anyway, until next time, we'll see you all and love you all. Bye.
Thanks, fellas.
Shoes on deck, beer on ice. Laced up clean, yeah, the vibe feels nice. Fuck you, Tony, said we wouldn't fly. Now we running this.